Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can explain this in a good way and make sure everything is visible, because I don't really have anything to prop my phone up so that it can face down. So this is the best angle I can get. Anyway, so you start with a square. I like to start on the non-colored side if you have like actual origami paper or paper that's colored on one side. So first, you start by taking two of the corners. I don't know if this is, put it a little closer. Two of the corners, and you line them up like this and create a crease. And then you take that and you unfold it. I like to smooth it down a little. There's a lot of folding and unfolding. So then, since you just did these two corners, you're going to do these two corners. You do the exact same thing. You line the corners up. Sometimes I'm really good at this, sometimes I'm not. Come on, come on. There we go. And you make another crease. And again, you open it back up, move it down a little. And now you're going to fold the corners together in a different way. So instead of folding them like diagonally, you fold them like this. So it makes a sort of a long rectangle. You match up the corners as best you can and make another crease. And again, unfold, smooth out a little, and then turn it and do it in the other direction. So you match up the corners that you haven't matched up yet. As precisely as you can. And the precision will get better and better the more you do it. And you make another crease. And, well, I guess you didn't have to unfold that one, but I like to unfold that one and use the previous crease, because it's not quite as new of a crease. And it tends to like fold better. How can you see this? Alright, I'll try to get closer. So this part's a little tricky. Basically, you've got those creases here in the middle and here, and you want to pinch the paper so it's open away from you. You want to pinch the part that's like folded and sort of squish it together so that the middle of it opens, kind of like a mouth. And you can like move your fingers up a little and like pinch the corners of them together. So you end up with a shape kind of like that. So you get the corners as close together as possible and make sure this point is like nice and pointed and not squished in. And then you can lay it down, and usually this part, once you have them lined up well, they'll fold really easily. So you fold it down like that, so that you have two flaps on this side and two flaps on that side. So now you spin it around towards yourself so that the side that opens is facing you. And here's the reason for all the creases before. You, kind of hard to see, I think. You take one of the flaps on one side, so there's still a flap there, and you take this flap and you line up the edge of it that's open. You line that edge up with the crease in the middle. Gotta get closer, hold on. crease it down. So it ends up looking like that kind of shape. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Again, you only take one flap and line that up in the middle as well so that it meets the other one you just made. This is going to be a shitty crane. And you make that crease as well. So it ends up looking like that, sort of like a kite, I guess. So there's the two flaps that you folded in towards each other. Now you take this and you flip it over and make sure that the open side is still facing you. So you do the exact same thing as before. You take the remaining flap and you fold it so that the open side lines up with the middle. Like that. Make the crease. And again with the remaining flap. So you make that crease as well. And now you've got the same shape. Oh, shut up. Damn it. My alarm went off. I have to get my rice. So you end up with that sort of shape. Again, with those flaps meeting in the middle. And I don't want my rice to be overcooked. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. I'll deal with that in a minute. So you've got this sort of kite shape. Now you take this little triangle spot at the top and you want to fold it down over the line that the two flaps make. So like this. So that it ends up looking like that. And then once again, unfold it because the important thing is really just having that crease along that line. That crease is going to be important in a few steps. So you unfold it, flip it over, and do the same thing with that triangle, but fold it over in the opposite direction. So back over the two flaps, right along that line. Make a good crease, and again it makes a sort of shape like that, and you unfold it again. Make sure it's nice and flat. Okay, so now you take this and you unfold those flaps and sort of press it down so they're not too creased anymore. And that gives you this sort of shape. Now this part can be a little tricky sometimes, but basically you want to take the part that opens, the part facing you, and you want to open it, but make sure that it opens along that crease so that it opens like that, not like that all the way. So that's why that crease is there, so that it opens the way you want it to. So you're going to open this, so it's sort of like a mouth. And you want the sides to come inwards. So the more you open it, the closer they get to each other. And just kind of work with that. Sometimes it takes some finagling, but you want to like press them in towards each other, and like straighten out any part that's starting to like crinkle. Sometimes you have to open it again a little and like poke into the corners so that the corners open nicely. Because the end goal is to fold these down like that. So then you end up with this kind of shape. So like that's where the two flaps came together. And then you flip it over and you do the same thing on this side. So you unfold this flap, unfold that flap, sort of press it down a little, and then again you take the part that opens and make sure you only take the top layer of it. And once again, you fold it along, you open it along that line so that it goes like that. And you push it open at each end until it starts to fold together in the middle. And then sometimes you have to poke in the corners a little. So then you fold it down and closed. And then just crease it, like press along the fold lines that are already there. And you push it down. So you end up with this shape, and it's on both sides. And these two parts on the bottom are like legs. So they're kind of separate. So for this part, we're almost done. You want to keep those like legs facing you and take one flap on the side and fold it over like that. And then you press down on the crease that's in the middle so that it ends up looking, it's hard to see, but ends up looking kind of like that. And then flip it over and make sure you take the same side that you just did. And again, only the first flap. Now there's going to be 3 of them. So only the first flap. And you open that up. And again, you fold, you crease along the previous fold so that it goes like that. And you smooth everything down. So then you end up with this sort of shape. And now the part that's kind of open is at the top. And we're basically done. All you have to do is fold up one wing like that, and turn it over, fold up the other wing like that. So now it can sit up. There we go, like that. And then I like to choose whichever like pointy side is not folded the greatest. Like I like to leave the one that comes to the best point as the tail, because the one that is the head, you fold it down so it hides some stuff. So I'm going to choose this one. And I guess I'll show the classic way to make the head. And to do that, you have to like sort of open that part a little. Oh gosh, that's hard to see. So you open that part a little and pinch wherever you want the bottom of the head to be. And you fold it down like that. And you can kind of make a crease on each side like that. And then the classic way is to then fold both of those sides up against each other. And then fold the crease a little better. So then it ends up looking like that. And it's folded in at the top. I put a little spin on it when I was younger. And instead of folding it up, I like to fold it down. So it makes just a slight difference in shape. So now the flaps are folded down, and the top is like, now there's a little crinkle in there, but whatever. So that's the way I do it. And that is how to make a paper crane.